Hey, what is up, everybody? I'm here to give you my WWE 205 live review for March 23rd, 2017. And I know I'm really late getting this video up. I'm a week late. But I've, obviously you guys have have been in Texas the past week. I leave tomorrow. And I've just been extremely busy with graduation parties. And I've been up here in Austin, Texas. I'm trying to upload the pictures I took to the Facebook page, but my Facebook app's being weird, so I have to do it from my computer, so I'm going to try to do that. I'm just here because I figured I have the time now. I would do the 205 live review from last week, so let's just get right into it, because I haven't watched Raw yet, I kind of want to watch this before I watch Raw. Well, I review this before I watch Raw. And, yeah. So that's kind of how it is. So let's just get it started. We have Corey Graves and Tom Phillips on commentary for this show. And the first thing it shows is it shows a little video package of the Brian Kendrick's tales about Akira Tozawa, because they're going to have their big street fight. And, he pretty much tells the tale of it in his version, how he wanted to take Akira Tozawa, someone that had debuted, and teach him. But then, you know, he refused to teach him, so he wanted to teach him life lessons. And it kind of shows the attacks that Akira Tozawa had been giving him. But then he talks about how Akira Tozawa started to get wise, and it shows, you know, Akira Tozawa getting it back to him. And the Brian Kendrick says that tonight in the street fight, he's going to teach Akira Tozawa one final lesson. I actually did like this promo package here. I thought it was very well done. I thought the Brian Kendrick cut a very good promo, so it was good. So then we had the first match on the show. It was Swann versus Ariya Daivari. This was a solid match here. From this point going forward, I'm going to leave my star ratings in the description box, but I will still say what they are at the end. But this match sort of made sense because of the fact that you know, they had that whole shit that happened last week with Swann and the box poofing in Ariya Daivari's face, and he was pissed about it, so. But Swann dominates the first half of the matchup. He hits a lot of drop kicks, and eventually Ariya Daivari throws Swann shoulder first right into like the LED board that's on the apron, and he targets the shoulder of Swann. I thought he was hitting some nice solid submissions, and then Swann starts to make his comeback. He hits a flip leg drop right to the back of the neck, and then he hits a kick to the head. Ariya Daivari kicks out, and then he hits the Phoenix Splash for the win. And yeah, it was just a nice, good, solid match. Then afterwards, as he's celebrating, Noam Dar pushes him off the top rope from behind and completely knocks out Swann. And Noam Dar and Alicia Fox are standing tall. I didn't mind this too much. Like I said, I don't care about this whole Alicia Fox love triangle storyline or whatever it's supposed to be. But at least this week it was simple. It was, and they didn't do anything crazy with it, so I didn't mind that too much. Then we had the Extreme Rules preview for the Cruiserweight Championship match between Neville and Austin Aries, and it shows pretty much everything that's been going on. You know, the match at WrestleMania 33, the match at Payback, and it shows, you know, Neville and TJP completely taking out Austin Aries' leg, and then the match from Raw that past week where Aries made Tony Nese tap out, and then Neville made Tony Nese attack Tony Nese to send a message, then it cuts to a little interview segment where Corey Graves is interviewing both superstars, and they're both on the Titantron. I like it when they do these segments. I kind of wonder though how the crowd, how would it be to see this stuff live, because this is kind of something that you would that only like the viewing crowd at home would like. And what I thought was funny was Austin Aries was eating his banana and just kind of threw it on the ground. I thought that was kind of funny. But Corey Graves asked Neville if, and I didn't mention this because I didn't review Raw this week, But the Cruiserweight Championship match is now a submission match between Neville and Austin Aries, which makes sense, and I'll talk about it more so as I'm talking about this segment. Neville, so Corey Graves asked Neville if he feels like this is his biggest challenge to date, and Neville says that nobody is a great challenge to the king of the Cruiserweights. He has laid waste to all the pretenders in the Cruiserweight division, and he's the king, and he's even laid waste to the great Austin Aries, and Austin Aries says that it's pretty much says that that's bullshit, because he didn't beat him twice. He beat him at Payback. And Neville says that Austin Aries is being delusional. Aries says, let's take a look at what's happened. You knew that you couldn't beat me at WrestleMania. I had you the last chance, and you went after my injured eye. He says he understands desperate men do desperate things. And then he says that at Payback, you knew that I was going to make you tap out, so you got yourself intentionally disqualified by shoving the referee. And then Neville says that he said that was not intentional, and all you're doing is slander. And Aries says, no, this isn't slander. This is the truth. And he talks about how he's gonna give him some more truth about how he's not the first one to have all these obstacles be thrown at me. You know, having TJP try to take my knee out. He's said that he's been down that road before, and he's let these two opportunities for the Cruiserweight Championship pass him by, but he's earned this third opportunity, and he's going to make the most of it, and he's going to use his bad leg, and no matter what, and put a ton of submissions in on Neville, and the last one he's going to put in is the last chancery, and he's going to become the new Cruiserweight Champion. And then Neville tells Austin Aries to back out of this match while he can, because if he don't, he will not be held responsible about what happens. And then Austin Aries says, neither will I. And then that was pretty much the end of the interview segment. I like this very much. I like this feud. Probably is probably one of my favorite feuds going on in WWE possibly right now, because Neville's a great champion. Austin Aries has been a great contender, and I like this feud. And I do question where this is going. I don't know who's exactly going to win this match. It's a little bit unpredictable. If it's going to be Neville winning, if it's going to be Austin Aries winning, the fact that it's a submission match makes sense, because Aries has come very close to making Neville tap out. Neville's been going after Austin Aries' left leg, so it makes sense. I actually kind of can't wait to see this match at Extreme Rules. And I like that, they did this big interview segment here. So then we had the next match. It was Cedric Alexander versus Johnny Boone. This was Cedric Alexander's big return. And Johnny Boone, he's just... He was saying Boone a lot, like it was his catchphrase or something, which I thought was kind of weird. So I thought that was kind of funny. But Cedric Alexander squashes him. He hits a big right hand on Boone. Boone's too afraid to get back in the ring, so he goes after him. He hits a wicked clothesline on him, a springboard clothesline getting into the ring, and then the lumbar check for the win. I don't know what's going to happen with Cedric Alexander, if he's going to be inserted back into the whole Alicia Fox love triangle, because they have been breaking him up. It really kind of wouldn't make sense if they didn't. I just kind of hope that doesn't happen in a sense, because Cedric Alexander is a better talent than that, as well as with Swann. I kind of wish they wouldn't even have put them in the Cruiserweight division together, like I talked about when they originally brought it up. I kind of liked them together as a tag team, because they worked well as a tag team, and Raw does need the tag team division, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens. And then we had Drew Gulak's message about the Cruiserweight division, pretty much saying that you don't need to do all this high flying, and he wants everyone to stop. I did like this video package, and I do like what they're doing with Drew Gulak, so I do like it. And then we had the main event. It was a street fight between the Brian Kendrick and Akira Tozawa. I liked this match. Akira Tozawa beats the crap out of Kendrick Kendrick doesn't even take his jacket off. He goes to go on the outside and grab a weapon. Tozawa hits a suicide dive on the outside. He bounces his head off the announcer's table, and then Kendrick gets him off it, and they just really stop brawling at each other. And Tozawa kicks Kendrick's ass pretty much in the beginning of this matchup. He hits a pump kick. He hits the he goes for a right hand. Kendrick blocks it, and then he really hits a right hand on him, and Kendrick just kicks his ass pretty much. No, Tozawa kicks his ass pretty much, and then eventually he goes for a second suicide dive on the floor, and Kendrick throws his jacket into his face and hits a few right hands while he's on the ropes, and then he hits a suplex on the outside, which looked really cool, and then he grabs duct tape and he puts Tozawa in the captain's hook while he's got duct tape in his on his mouth, which I thought was actually kind of something creative. I thought that was actually kind of cool because it makes it tough for him to breathe. Tozawa uses the ropes for leverage to get out of it, and then Kendrick goes for the sliced bread, but Tozawa pushes him off the outside the ring, and then they start fighting up on the stage area. And then Tozawa goes to charge at him. Kendrick throws him face first into like the Titantron, and Kendrick continues to dominate. He throws him into the steel steps. He grabs the duct tape. He duct tapes Tozawa to the ring post and beats the shit out and whips him with his belt. And then he goes to grab a table, and then Tozawa hits Kendrick with his belt and beats the crap out of him with it, and they both really start laying into each other. Kendrick hits the sliced bread again. Tozawa kicks out. Tozawa hits another pump kick. Kendrick kicks out. He gets him into the captain's hook. Tozawa fights out of it. Then Kendrick goes to hit a butterfly suplex off the steel steps. Tozawa pushes him off, and then Tozawa hits a drop kick into the barricade, and then he goes. He puts Kendrick on the table. He hits a senton from the top rope through the table. He puts Kendrick in the ring, covers him, gets the victory. I kind of like the finish actually because it actually put over that was a devastating maneuver, and it was good. And overall, I enjoyed 205 Live. I thought it had some nice stuff on it. Not really a bad thing on this show. If I had to rate this show, I'll probably rate it an 8 out of 10. It was a good show to sit through. And I liked the Brian Kendrick Tozawa. I like that the feud actually had a blow-off, and it was actually like a nice blow-off. And if this isn't the blow-off, then it really doesn't make any sense because this match was fought like it was the blow-off. They had a nice, good 3-month feud. Only complaint is I wish they would have had one of their matches on a pay-per-view. I know they did a whole tag match with Tozawa and Swann versus Kendrick and Noam Dar at Fastlane on the kickoff. But I kind of wish they would have had a real like one-on-one match either at WrestleMania or save this street fight until Extreme Rules. And I'm not saying have a main spot on the show, but I'm saying have a kickoff match. Because this match felt like you would see something you would want to see on the kickoff of Extreme Rules. Because it's kind of stupid because I already know about the match, but which Swann and Noam Dar are getting their own match on Extreme Rules, but Tozawa and Kendrick didn't. It's stupid. But I did like what they did with them. I like how they built up the Cruiserweight Championship match. I like the Witch Swann, Ariya, Daivari stuff. And at least this week I didn't mind the whole Alicia Fox, Noam Dar, even though I hate that feud. But at least this week it was simple. I like Drew Gulak's message. We got the return of Cedric Alexander, which I liked. Nothing really bad. But I'm going to give you my star ratings for each match. They're going to be in the description box. So for the whole Witch Swann, Ariya, Daivari match, I'm probably going to give that match 2.5 stars. It was a nice, good, solid match. For the Cedric Alexander, Johnny Boone match, I'm going to give that match probably 1.5. It wasn't really like a bad match, but it was a squash match, but it did what it was supposed to do. And then for the Brian Kendrick versus Akira Tozawa in the street fight, I really like that street fight. Probably going to give that match probably 3.25 stars. But that's pretty much it, guys. Please make sure to subscribe to my CM Brothers and No on the Talkinator channel and all the other channels and stuff down in the description box, all the social media stuff. And please make sure to check out this channel as well, Wrestling Fortune 44. And that's pretty much it, guys. Talk to you later.